Today's topic is eating for the holidays. I want to give you some tools and some thoughts and even some resources that you can use both within yourself and around you to get through this holiday period without either gaining weight, if that is your goal, or at least living within some parameters where you're not going to sabotage yourself to where you are setting outrageous New Year's resolutions because you've done a bad job between now and then. Okay? Is it okay if we lose some weight? Is it necessary for us to lose weight? Okay? Each and every one of us has a response and a goal to get through. And I know that none of you want to gain weight. Okay? How do we do that when there's going to be an abundance of tempting foods? I'd like to get you to be mindful of when you're eating, what you're eating throughout this entire holiday period. That means that you have to eat with intention and attention. So the intention here is when you go to eat, even if it's a regular day, the intention is that you're fueling your body with the food that's necessary for it to do its job and to feel satisfied. We're not looking to feel stuffed where we can't move. We're not looking to be hungry all the time. We need to fuel to nourish us, to get us through our days, to get us to the gym, to get us through our workouts, maybe even just enough that we're losing some weight, because that is our goal at the time for whoever that's the goal for. What is the attention? This is the part that I think we drop off the most when we're in the holiday season. Because how easy is it for us to be looking at our phone, reading the book, or on the phone and do this nothing? Okay? We'll grab whatever it is that's handy, it's on a plate, we'll pick it up, it's in our mouth, it's gone, and we're still talking. Or we're in the car and we're doing the same thing. We will eat with distractions around us all the time, and there is absolutely no way we can enjoy that lovely experience if we eat like that. I'm saying enjoy it when you eat it, because I bet you will eat less of it, but then you've had the pleasure of the experience. And that's what it's there for. Something like this is supposed to be pleasurable. So I want you to have that experience, but you've got to stop, slow down. If it's worth putting in your mouth, it's worth sitting down for. So we don't want to stand up and eat. Perhaps that could be your only rule in the holiday season. Don't stand up and eat. I do this with M&Ms. I take my M&Ms, instead of just doing that number and walking on and chewing it all up and it's gone before I get to the doorway, and then I think, did I have some of those? I'm going to take my portion of M&Ms that I scooped out for myself, and I'm going to sit down, or wherever I might be, I'll sit, or I'm at a table and I can put them down. I'm going to choose a red one. It goes in my mouth, and so I chose the bright colored one, and I'm savoring the taste of one M&M. Sound very mechanical, but I bet if you take this approach, you will eat far fewer of the M&Ms. The idea is that you will enjoy the process, you'll enjoy the taste, you'll have far fewer of them, and guess what? Those M&Ms were on your mind from the moment you saw them, right? So if you deny yourself continuously with every exposure to the M&Ms, and you're trying to occupy yourself otherwise, and you never sit down and have those few, the time you stop to say, okay, this is the time I'm having some, it is way more. It is a whole handful, and it's on the run, because you don't even want to let yourself know that that's what you've caved in for, because you've always conceived it as a food you must resist at all costs. In the holiday season, that might be something that you don't put as a forbidden food, but that you treat it with respect and give it the time and enjoy that experience. Another rule that you could make for yourself is, if you're going to enjoy some of the treats that are around, opt not to choose store-bought treats. Because guess when you can get them? Anytime. But Aunt Jemima's homemade fudge that she only makes at Christmas time, and how are we going to have it?
Sit down.
sitting down. You know, we're going to choose it at a time. We'll choose our piece. We'll sit down and we'll enjoy it. Look at the taste, smell it, and take small bites. Don't take the next bite till the first one's gone, and really savor it. What you to do is, if you're going out to eat at another person's place, and it's one of these special Christmas get-togethers, you can do, some people have heard, I'm sure, of make sure you eat before you go so you're not starving, famished, and you won't sort of overindulge. The way I'd like to think about that is that it's a special occasion. There's more chance than not that you are going to eat, and probably a little bit more than you thought you were going to eat. So in my mind, it doesn't make sense for you to have dinner before you go and then have dinner when you get there, because you are going to eat something, I betcha. So I would say, don't arrive famished. Okay, have enough so that you're not jumping over everybody to get to the food. All right, that's embarrassing. But
she's right on.
So you've got to have a little something in your tummy, and that will make you handle the cocktail a little better too. So you won't embarrass your boss, you know, or anybody else. So have a little something, and then you open up the door to whatever the food is. How many of you enjoy a buffet at this time of the year? Here's a strategy for you. When you're going to have this kind of a situation, take the time with your cocktail or your water or whatever, survey the table and choose the things that really, 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 like your mouth's watering. When you really look at that, you say, I've got to have some of that. Okay, that looks awesome. Or I had it last year when she made that, and I love that. So really pinpoint the things that really look hot to you, that you've got to have. You'd be disappointed if you left and you didn't get a sampling of that. So now on your plate, you have these things that you said, awesome. I can't believe I got them. They had some left. I've got the things that appeal to me the most, okay? So what am I going to do now?
Take your time and sit down.
Sit down. I need a place to sit, yeah. And have a taste of the thing that you think is the most awesome on your plate. Have at least a taste of that and savor it. Something doesn't live up to your expectations of what you thought it would taste like, don't eat it. It meant that you didn't waste calories going in that weren't awesome on this special. Think of your appetite as an expense account. So, who likes appetizers? All right. Who likes desserts? All right. Some people like appetizers, not desserts, and the other way around. If you like appetizers and desserts, don't eat the main. Something like that. Know yourself well enough to know on this day, on this occasion, I'm going to spend my account, my appetite account, on this great appetizer because they have awesome appetizers here. All right, make that decision ahead of time, and then you might say, and then I can share a dessert. But if you go in without a plan, you will not have a satisfactory outcome. All right, so decide for yourself what you are and where you want to spend your appetite account that occasion, and stick with it. What do you do when you've had enough of the food that's on your plate? I can nudge my plate away. I can put my napkin on it. I can spill my water on it. I can get whatever it is, whatever it takes that I won't keep consuming that food. Do whatever it takes to signal that you are done, and then you're ready for what comes next, okay? So when you've checked in with yourself, if you're eating at that mindful way, you can kind of say, okay, yep, I'm where I want to be. I'm right where I want to be because I know I've got room for that pecan pie without feeling too stuffed and without sabotaging my overall holiday period health and wellness goals. And I still get to have some pie. How do you decide the portion that you need to take, or the portion that you need to have? You might need to keep our portions to our main meal down if we're coming with a plan to say, I'm going to have a little bit of this and I'm going to have a little bit of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So be prepared to not see your plate the same as you would normally see it for dinner. Make room for it. I'm not going to say to myself, I'm only going to eat that if I do another workout. All right? I don't want you getting into a cycle of penance for the food that you eat in this holiday period. It's very important that you say, I treat myself respectfully on the days that I can, and when there's, I stick with the plan. But if I'm confronted with a situation, or it is the occasion to celebrate, it is with family, it is this, I have the ability, I'm in charge of choosing to enjoy these wonderful foods. It's once a year. Does that mean you can't join in with the football game that goes on in the front yard with all the rallies? That would be relatives if you don't. Okay, well, the rallies are out there playing football, you're out there too, okay? So look for opportunities to be physically active. Go for a walk with your cousin. Do something just incidentally active. Join in on what they're doing. They might be throwing the frisbee, chasing the kids. Just look for opportunities to be physically active. Doing the dishes. Don't be the one sitting on the couch. Look for those little things, and they will generally make you feel better. I'm not saying they're going to burn calories, because that's not what I'm after. It is just a general feel-good feeling that you'll get, that activity is to enjoy their activity, independent of calories in, calories out. All right. Thank you very, 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 very much.
Fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.